I did change my dribbling animations again, so here's another list. Starting to get the hang of this, but we got to talk about this new badge system. In my opinion, it's ruining the game. You've seen in all my gameplays, I am throwing hella lobs every game. And I was amazed when I went to check the status of this badge that not only do I have no progress, it's like I never used the badge, look at that, but it's regressing, it's going backwards. It has a red arrow to the left. They're acting like I don't use the badge. I knew this was gonna happen because the core badges, that was the worst experience ever last year. This is supposed to be my player, 2K. It's not your player. Instead of having fun and playing the game, it's like you're checking into a work shift. They've got badge perks and floor setters, performance multipliers. Look at the top. Like, this is crazy. Why would I want to go and check this every time I'm playing the game? Why would I want to monitor and babysit these badges? And this is going to be even worse when you play the game online because everybody else has badges that they need to level up because it could go backwards. But if you don't use the badge, then it can go down. What happens when you play people and they're doing something, a play style, and you have to do something else in that game? Now your badges are going down because you switched up your strategy for this game. That's dumb. This whole system is dumb. What if you play with bad teammates and they're selling? Now your badges went down because they were selling. You didn't get any shots. You didn't get any open shots. You didn't activate your badges. So 2K created a problem, and then the solution is the floor setters. But the floor setters are permanent and they're in the season pass. You got to level up online to get them. But let's say you get them. When you apply it to one of your badges, you can't then switch it later. So let's say you figure out like me, hey, this badge is not leveling up. I should have put it there. You've already used it. You're done. Now look at this drill. I made every single shot. I have 3 stars, and then all of a sudden, it goes negative. I have 1 star. Look at that, 1 star. So now the progression of this badge barely goes up for catch and shoot. And the drills in practice, you don't even get to pick the badge that you want to work on. It's just random. And sometimes you go to practice and the badge you want to work on isn't in the list of what you can work on. So this is going to be very stressful and not fun. And some badges are important, meaning that when you have it on bronze, it doesn't really do anything. So how can you level up the badge when it's on bronze? For example, blinders. Blinders is one of those badges on bronze. It's almost useless. It doesn't really help you make those shots. You need to get it on gold or Hall of Fame to really see the benefits of it. But how can you get it on gold and Hall of Fame when you have to progress it from bronze? The whole point of badges is so that when you're in a situation where you need to use it, it's gonna help you do whatever it's for. That's why you would put that badge higher so you could start doing whatever it is that it does. This system is horrible. Don't bring this back. Don't ever do this again. As gamers, as sports gamers, we already reset all of our players and all of our progress every year with the new game. But now it's like 2K doesn't even want you in the current year of the game to have your player. They want your player to reset, and maybe they're trying to get it to where every season it resets as if you're buying the game all over again. Who knows how crazy they're trying to get with this, but this is horrible. The floor setters are a joke because they're permanent. They want you to go online and level up to get these floor setters, but then when you put it on a badge, you can't take it and put it on another badge. So let's say you try out one badge, but then you realize that, hey, this other badge, just like how I realized special delivery is not tracking, hey, this thing is not tracking, I should switch it there. You can't. Once you've applied it, it's stuck. So it's just like your build. You make a build, and then you realize, man, I missed this threshold, or maybe you thought the build was gonna perform like this, but it didn't, so now you wanna switch something up, right? You can't respec the build. Or maybe a patch comes out and they nerfed this, like the post scores. Shout out to the big man. Every year they patch the post scores at the start of the game. Every year, like clockwork, they patch you guys. So you made a build, You put money on that build, and then they patched it so you can't score. You know, big men, they never pass the ball to big men. They never pass it to you. So you, at least when you would get the ball, you could score. Now they're going to patch it. You can't score. You wasted money on that build, but you can't go back in and reset it. So that's the same thing with the floor setter. You can't reset that because once you put it on a badge, that's it. It's stuck there. You have to go get another one in the next season. Or maybe you made a build and you were okay with not hitting certain thresholds because you like the animations that were available currently. But then maybe in season 2 or 3, they add a new animation at the higher threshold that you didn't have on your build. And now you're like, wow, I wish I could have that animation. But guess what? You can't respec your build. Guess what? You can't redo your floor setters. You can't rearrange them. And we need people to stop saying, well, your badges are going to be based on how you play. That's not true. I just showed you my special delivery badge. It has no progress and I'm throwing lobs like crazy. It's a marketing gimmick. It's a marketing gimmick because they want to sell the floor setters, which are supposed to hold your badges at this level. You can't go lower than that level on the floor setter. They're trying to sell you that on the season pass. Yes, you can get the floor setters on the free pass, but you got to get to level 40. And getting to level 40 is a lot of hours of playing. I've done that. I've gotten to level 40 the last few years, but every season when I get to level 40, I have to play a bunch of hours I didn't want to play. I have to play extra hours to hit level 40. I would say if I didn't make that extra push to get to level 40, naturally I'd probably get to like level 20, 25, maybe 30. Like in the first season, usually season 1 I would play a lot, but as the seasons go on, I don't really play. See, they want you to play season 2 and 3 and 4. That's their goal. They're gonna try to do that. But just me personally, the last few years, after about season 2, I don't really play it like that. I only play a little. Like I've gotten to level 40, but it's because I'm just pushing to get to 40. I wouldn't normally play it at all. I remember that year when they gave us the parrot for hitting level 40 for 4 seasons. After that, I was just like, yeah. And then last year, I think I stopped around maybe season 3. I think maybe season 3 was my last level 40. It was the one where they had the badge pattern when they introduced that. And then after that season, I don't think the next season I got level 40. So 2K understands this. That's why they have an option now where you can level skip, because they know people don't want to play all these hours. Like when I did that, I played over 100 Rec Center games a season. And then I played a couple of hundred of park games as well, because they had a lot of perks and stuff that you could only get by playing the park. So you kind of had to do it. And then you had to get a certain amount of stats and a certain amount of wins. So each season, that's how many games I played. Somebody can do the math. A Rec Center game is about 30 minutes. A park game, let's say the average is about maybe 6 minutes, maybe 5. I guess if you're winning a lot, maybe it could be shorter, but just put 6 or 7 minutes just to be conservative. So if you're a busy person, you don't want to be playing all these hours. You don't want to waste every weekend when there's double XP. You want to do weekend things like me. They give you the option to level skip. You can buy your way to level 40 this year so that you can get the floor setters. Remember, they made these floor setters. They created this problem so they could sell us this. And the price to go from level 1 to 40 is over $100. Somebody did that when the game first came out. I'm not sure if that's US dollars or New Zealand dollars, because I think it was early they were playing it. But still, it's going to be a good amount of money to level skip. So per season, they're hoping they can get people who are too busy to play all these hours to pay them $100. Maybe not 100. Maybe you play yourself. Maybe you get to level 20 and then you skip 20 levels. So I don't know the exact cost if it's only 20 levels, but you see what I'm saying? So that's why they did this badge system this way. They didn't do it because, oh, you're going to earn the badges. Basically, your playstyle is going to earn you. But no, that's not why they did that. They want your badges to go down. They want that fear of your badges. You could lose badges so that you focus on getting the perks and the floor setters each season. Keep coming back each season. But it is amazing that people fall for the marketing behind this badge system, saying you're going to have the badges that fit your playstyle. Whatever you do on the court is going to be reflected in your badges. Be smart about this, because they might think that you're not too bright, that you're not really thinking about this. They're thinking, hey, if we word it like this, they won't know what's going on. Because think about it, guys. Does that make any sense? When you go in the builder, you make a build that fits your play style. So what are you saying that that makes no sense? You should be able to get your badges and they should not go backwards. You should not have a rental player. As sports gamers, we already reset all of our accounts every year with the new game. We start from zero, but now they're trying to have you start over on badges in the year that the game is new. You can't even keep the badges. And never before have we had to think about badges, worry about, like, this never would cross our minds. And now they're forcing you to look at the game this way, to go in the screen, look at the badge tiers, look at the performance multipliers and the perks and the floor setters. No, I don't want to do that. No one should have to do that. And this is going to prevent me from making a second build, because I do want to make a second build after I play and I see what I really like, what thresholds I like and what I really need. Make another build with all of this knowledge, but I don't want to deal with the badge BS. Leveling up badges again, floor setters. I just don't like this system. The gameplay itself is very fun, but this badge progression is taking away from the greatness of the gameplay. And I don't know if this is going to work. Maybe people are going to play more when they see this, but for me, it makes me want to play less, seeing how the badges work and stressing over badges. And you know that there's going to be glitches, like how I've shown you the special delivery. I have no progress. In other badges, I've seen other badges I'm using go down even though I'm using it. Like I just had a game against the Suns. I hit 6 threes and they were open threes, catch and shoot threes. But then my catch and shoot progress went down after the game, which makes no sense. When 2K is setting the quota for whether your badges should go up or down, you know they don't know what they're doing and they're not going to get it right. And also, it just doesn't make any sense, because as a player, you need to be able to have these abilities for when the time comes and you need to use it. So yeah, maybe that's not your main strategy, but you want that badge there in case you play somebody that makes you do something else, and then you need to use that badge. And the bronze version of the badge and even the silver is not gonna cut it. You need the gold. For example, I'll give you another badge. My unpluckable badge so far has barely any progress, a very tiny bit of progress. And that's a very important badge. You don't want to get ripped. How long is it going to take me to get this thing up there? Because I've been playing and it's not really progressing, but you know you're going to need that badge. And if people aren't reaching in the games you're playing, it's going to go down. I mean, the strategy has always been to make the game not fun. Make it stressful so that you spend the money to relieve yourself of the stress of whatever it is. So this floor setter, this is a new way to do that, to make it very unpleasant to play. Like when you make a player and you start at 60 overall, you can't play with a 60 overall. You're gonna pay the VC to upgrade. So now the same thing here, your badges, you gotta pay for the floor setters. You gotta get to that level 40. You can pay to skip to get there if you want. And don't forget that season pass, the paid one. Right now, there's nothing crazy in there, but there's always the potential in the future for them to put more floor setters, better versions, maybe a Hall of Fame one, because in the free one, they have a gold. I think they have a silver. Maybe they have 3 total. I don't know, but maybe they're going to there's a potential there. So just remember in the back of your mind, this is what we're dealing with. This is where we could be going, but I really don't want to make another build and deal with the badge BS. It's very disappointing because, like I said, the gameplay has been very fun so far, but this is a glaring issue. The game is built around the badges in the builder, and if the badge progression is like this, it's not very fun to lose badges, especially when you lose badges when you are using them, like I've shown you. And I've seen other people play online and they've lost badges because in that game maybe they didn't get to do that badge. It's not because it's not in their play style, it's just because it didn't happen that game. Maybe the defense did something else. Maybe they got double teamed, or maybe they had a ball hog on the team, because everybody has the badges. So if one person's doing all the scoring and people are in the corner, you're going to lose on your badges. It's going to create a lot of selfishness. The games are going to be, it's just not a good look that we can lose because we have to spend all this money on our bills. We shouldn't lose anything if we're spending this kind of money. None of the other games out there do you have to spend the amount of money that we spend, because just to get started, we buy the game and then you can't go out there with the 60 overall. So you got to get that first set of VC. All the other games, you don't have to do that. You don't have to pay per character or per build. And then when they patch it and mess it up, and then you got to go make another one and pay again. None of the other games have to deal with that. It's just us. We should be rejecting this. We should not be accepting it and making excuses and getting fooled by the marketing language that they're using to try to explain why they ruined the badge progression. We got to be smarter than that. My songs, He Quit the Game, Lob City, and My Camo are now available on all streaming platforms. They want me to go down here to get this screen, and he's gonna set it. Okay, I'm gonna let this fly. Why not? I don't think the Mavs have an answer for this pick and roll combo. I'm about to lob it. Why not? Hey, I am gonna get that